a woman whose only task for the day is to send a postcard. She spends an hour finding the card, another half an hour looking for her glasses, 90 minutes writing the card, 20 minutes deciding on whether or not to take an umbrella along with her on her walk to mailbox, and on until her day is filled. A task which would take a busy person approximately 3 minutes. How is that possible? Well, it has a lot to do with Parkinson's law. Parkinson's law states that work expands so as to fill the time available for its completion. If something must be done in a year, it will be done in a year. If it must be done in 6 months, then it will. Understanding this basic principle is key to improving productivity for all of us. We all have been there at some point. Think about your assignment or work project. Why do we always get it done just on time, right before the deadline? It's because when people are given any task to perform, they often think in terms of how much time do I have to complete it, rather than how much time do I need to complete it. This mindset often causes people to waste time needlessly and work in a relatively inefficient manner. Knowing that we have set amount of time to do something often inspires us to procrastinate and leave the work to the very last minute. And our delays in getting started means the time required for that work expands. In simple words, to complete any given task, as the time expands, our efforts reduces. However, when we have less time to complete a work, our efforts increases. Now, understanding Parkinson's law is just one part of the story, but knowing how to overcome Parkinson's law can help you unleash productivity at a whole new level. Here's how you can do it. Create time limits. As you get started with Parkinson's law, make a list of your tasks and know what needs to be done first, starting with important and urgent tasks. Now divide them up by the amount of time it takes to complete them. Then give yourself half the time to complete each task. You have to see time limits as crucial. Tip 2. Get better at judging time. Most of us give tasks longer than we really need, sometimes because we need a buffer time, but usually because we have an exaggerated idea of how long a task takes to complete. We don't become fully aware of how quickly we can complete a task until we try this principle. As you work on Rule 1 to give yourself half the amount of time to complete any given task, you'll start understanding how long does it actually take to complete a task. By assigning the right amount of time, you can gain back more time. Tip 3. Set timeline for larger projects. Breaking project and setting timeline can make larger projects more manageable and instill a sense of urgency to get the work started. Even if the end date for the whole project isn't fast approaching, the deadline for the first task certainly is. And lastly, tip 4. Artificial deadlines. Distant deadline can cause procrastination and even prompt people to fill their time with trivial matters. As I said earlier, we need a sense of urgency. Without the sense of urgency, you'll constantly turn towards activities that are more fun than doing whatever work that needs to be done. So schedule or create deadline as near to the present as possible. Instead of giving yourself a month, tell yourself you'll get it done this week. Treat it like any other deadline, as fast approaching end date gives us much needed kicks in the pan to buckle down and focus. With all that said, Parkinson's law should not be considered fully right to set unrealistic deadline. Remember, all projects take time. Certainly, Rome wasn't built in a day, or a skyscraper cannot be built in a week. The more complex the project, the more time it requires. However, Parkinson's law should be used to find new ways to approach our work and get it done in the least possible time. You might wonder, but what about the lady writing letters? If she would have given herself a tighter deadlines, she would have completed more quickly. But with nothing else to do all day long, she finished just in time. If you enjoyed this video, like, share, and subscribe. And watch this video next to help you improve your productivity.